Hey guys, Braided Zero here. I'm bringing you a video today on a sharpshooter build. This build is going to be all about increasing your handling and your range, and by effect, just building up your damage. This way you can kill a lot more people from farther away. You don't even need to get down into the nitty gritty. You're going to be doing everything from a long way away. And with this build, we're going to increase that range so that you can do it even more effectively. If you're looking for one of the other builds, I'll go ahead and link them up in the corner now. The Panther, the Assault, and the Medic build. I'll also include kind of my thoughts on how this will play into the raid and how you can build this in to help with killing more drones. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you've got another build that you've done, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Right off the bat, we know that the Sharpshooter class has the Buster Shop, which really helps with the drones. So we're going to really concentrate on that, especially because we know that in the raid, drones are going to be very, very heavily present. I know that that's really one way that they would be able to increase the difficulty of the raid, because it's really easy to just one headshot an enemy, and it doesn't matter what they are, like if they're a wolf or if they're just a standard grunt. One headshot and they're done. Drones, on the other hand, will scale, and if you are 150 and you're fighting a 200 drone, this thing will destroy you. So they're going to take drones and use those to increase the difficulty of the raid. If you're using the Sharpshooter class, you've got the Buster shots, and you've got some of these other things we'll mention here in a second. It's just going to help you with being able to take down these drones much faster. I'll start by covering the perks. The perks for this build are Rolling Thunder, Gunslinger, and Ballistic Advantage. Rolling Thunder is going to increase your damage and your damage against drones when using a sniper rifle, which we will be using. The Gunslinger perk increases your accuracy and handling, and then the Ballistic Advantage gives you 60 range and 30 handling. The primary weapon that we are going to go with for this build is the Assault Rifle. I went with the Assault Rifle purely because it's my most comfortable gun when I have to put down the sniper. The secondary is a sniper, but this can also be switched out for a DMR if you prefer those over the snipers. Now, the specific upgrades or the little perks are what we're looking for most importantly for this build. When you are selecting your weapon, you will look for either weapon handling, increase to range, increase to accuracy, increase damage to drones, or a technique cooldown. The technique cooldown is a last thought kind of situation, but that would purely be so that you can do the Buster Shot more frequently, and the technique cooldown is very important, or more important I should say, when you're doing a raid build. I'll touch very briefly on armor. The only two perks that I really would recommend looking for on the armor is an increase to your handling and an increase to your technique cooldown. Now, because there is that increase to handling and the increase to the technique cooldown on the armor, we cannot really have to worry so much about doing that on our weapons, which means that we can concentrate more on range, accuracy, and damage to drones. Now, again, we'll go ahead and say right off the bat there that the damage to drones is going to be pretty easy whenever we're using our Buster Shot, and in addition to the Rolling Thunder perk. I really concentrated on an increase to my range and an increase to my accuracy. It's going to really help with having a better shot with my sniper and getting a lot more kills. We're going to really concentrate heavily on prep for this build. If you are not planning on prepping before you run into an encampment, you're probably better off going with an assault build. You really need to use your drone to mark. And if you're trying to use some kind of a no HUD gameplay, or where you can't mark and show up people on your map, then the drone is still going to be important just for mentally noting where people are. It really will help you with finding exactly how you want to kill people so that their dead bodies are left in a way that no one else is going to find them. This is not some kind of a Panther build where we can remove the body and move it out of the way. You are going to be staying completely out of the fight. That's really the most it is. Builds in Ghost Recon Breakpoint are going to be really easy because the developers did not put a bunch of different perks that need to be cycled through on weapons. This is not Destiny or even Borderlands, where there's a lot of different variation on the weapons. It's really easy to choose what you need, and the perks are pretty straightforward. There's not that many that really pigeonhole themselves towards the Sharpshooter, aside from the Rolling Thunder, Gunslinger, and Ballistic ones, but even some of those can be used with other classes. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you've got any comments on the build, maybe different ways to build it or modify it, and subscribe to the channel for more content.